Hey everybody, it's Derek.
And Lizzy.
We're back with the Board Game Spotlight. Today we're going to do our play-along video for Tiny Towns. In Tiny Towns, you are the mayor of a tiny town in the forest, where the smaller creatures of the woods have created a civilization hidden away from predators. This new land is small and the resources are scarce. You take what you can and never say no to building materials. Cleverly plan and construct a thriving town and don't let it fill up with wasted resources. Whoever builds the most prosperous town wins. Lizzy's going to tell you what the objective of the game is.
Your town is represented by a 4x4 grid on which you will place resource cubes in specific layouts to construct buildings. Each building scores victory points in a unique way. When no one player can play any more resources or construct any buildings, the game ends, and any squares without a building are worth -1 point. The player with the most points at the end wins.
So this is a play-along video, so we're going to be playing with the town mayor, and you're going to play against us to see if you can outscore the Board Game Spotlight. So before we start, we are set up for a 2-player game. We're going to need you to take one of the monument cards and deal it to yourself so that we can all be at the same table, virtually. Okay, without further ado, let's dive down to the table. All right, we've set up the game and we are using a number of different buildings in today's game. Now, Tiny Towns comes with a slew of various asymmetric buildings that players are going to have the opportunity to build.
You can swap in any building that has the same back, because each back represents one of the buildings.
So what are we playing with today?
We are playing with the factory, which when constructed, you place one of the 5 resources on it, and then when another player names that resource, you may play a different resource instead. Okay. We have the cottage, which is worth 3 points if the building is fed. We have the chapel, which is worth 1 point for each fed cottage. We have a tavern, so based on how many you construct, you'll earn more points. 1 is worth 2 points, 2 is worth 5, 3 worth 9, 4, 14, and 5 for 20. We also have a theater, which is 1 point for each other unique building type in the same row and column.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, that's a nice challenge there. We have a well, which is 1 point for each cottage that it is adjacent to, and then your farm, which just feeds 4 buildings anywhere in your town.
But you want those because your cottages only score if they're fed.
If you don't have a farm, you're missing out on cottages, and if you have a chapel, you're missing out on that. So it's very important, even though it doesn't in itself earn you points.
Absolutely. Okay, and each of us has 2 of the monument cards. So like we mentioned before, go ahead and deal yourself 2 and choose 1. And this is an asymmetric building that only you can build. So Lizzy has 1, I have 1, and you have 1 as well. So I'm going to take a minute to just explain what the mayor deck does. So if you're familiar with Tiny Towns, typically what you would do is a player would call a resource, like yellow, which is brick, right? You could call glass, brick, etc.
Or you can use the actual terms.
It's true. And then all the other players at the table, including the person who calls for it, places it into their 4x4 grid.
Wherever they would like.
True. Now with the mayor is calling out resources that we have to all use collectively, except for the 3rd, which is going to be a wild resource that you get to choose. So when we go through the first 2, on the 3rd, you will have the opportunity to use any resource you would like, which is going to add some really nice flexibility to the game. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. The mayor has called for wheat. All right. And at any time throughout this video, if we go too quickly for you, please feel free to pause us and then resume when you're ready.
Yes. We know that we can play a little fast compared to some people, so if you need time to figure out where you want to play something,
don't
take that time.
All right. And the 4th is free. So which would you like? What can I get for you?
I'll take a wheat.
A wheat. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go into the next round. We're going to deal out another 3 cards. And we'll go ahead and flip them. The next one is wood.
Okay.
Whoops, stole your wood. Sorry about that. Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, next up is brick.
Brick.
We'll go here.
Okay.
There. Okay. And the third for this round is a wild.
I want a wood, please.
Okay, I'm going to take a glass.
I'm going to use that wood to complete a farm.
Oh, nice. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and talk about the placement rules when you finish.
Okay, so I have built the farm here. So I can put it on any one of the 4 that have the resources. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the corner there.
Okay, and then those resources are removed from your board and placed back into the general supply. And now we get a wild, or that was the wild.
That was the wild.
Oh, that was the wild.
I finished off mine.
Good catch. Okay, so that's the end of that round.
Yes, it is.
So the mayor is going to give us the final 3 for this round. The first is, drumroll please, wheat. Okay, here's a wheat for you. That actually works perfectly for me because I have completed my, look at this craziness. I know, look at this. Opalize watch. Immediately place 3 unique buildings on this card. Whenever a player on the left or right of you constructs one of those buildings, take the building from here and place it on an empty square in my town. Oh yeah. So I'm going to take 1 farm, 1 cottage, and 1 factory. No, you know what? I don't think you're gonna build a factory. I think you're gonna build a tavern. So I'm gonna place those cards off to the side here next to my card that I've built. And this monument is gonna go down here in this corner.
Interesting.
Yeah, pretty nifty. So that's my card there. I'll go ahead and just place that right there. Did you finish?
I did.
Okay, so the next card is a glass.
Perfect.
All right, there's a glass for you.
Actually, finishes my monument.
Really?
Yes. So the Cathedral of Catarina, it is worth 2 victory points, and at the end of the game, I do not score negative victory points for empty spaces.
That's
They're just
awesome.
0.
That is so cool.
So
because that can get you sometimes.
Can, definitely. So I'm going to put that here in my corner as well.
All right, so now we get our wild. I'm going to take a wheat, and I'm going to finish off a cottage in this area. So could I please have a cottage? Thank you.
I'm going to take a stone, please.
Stone for you. Okay. So once we've gone through all of the cards in the mayor deck, and there are 15 of these cards, we're going to shuffle them up and then remove 5 of them and put those 5 into the discard pile and then start the next round. So these go into the discard pile. This becomes the next deck, and we're going to go ahead and take 3 new cards. And we start the next round.
Okay.
All right, so what we got here?
A
wheat. Okay, I can work with that. Hold on, maybe. Do that here. Okay, the next one up is a wood. It'd be really awesome if you built either a farm, a cottage, or a tavern.
I'm not building another farm. I already built one.
I know.
That was a really bad move.
You're not gonna build more than one?
No.
No?
Why would I build more than 1 farm?
I don't know. That's fair. That's fair.
I'll take
I'm gonna take a wood.
brick.
You want a brick?
I want a brick.
Okay. That's true. Yeah, I didn't think of that because you already have 1 farm. You'll probably be better off with a chapel or a well. A well would have been a good bet. So, all right, there's those 3. And we are into the next round. Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Stone. Did you need that?
Yes, it completes my factory.
Oh, you did do a factory. Dang
I did
it.
do a factory.
I wasn't sure if you were going to.
Okay, so I'm going to put that one here.
All right, well, what color? So explain the factory.
So when you play a factory, you put a stone on it, and whenever that stone comes, or not stone, you put
You get a resource on it.
You get a resource on it, and whenever that resource comes up, you can treat it as a wild and pick something else.
So what do you want as your wild?
Let's take a blue, please.
A blue?
Yeah, a glass.
Glass? All right, the next card is a wood. Okay, I'll take that. I'm gonna place here for a well. So I would like a well, please. Pop that in there. All right, and then the third is a wild. So I'm gonna build a farm.
I'm gonna take a brick.
A brick, okay. Could you hand me a farm, please? Thank you very much. All right. Next round. We have a glass.
I actually need a glass. I am going to take that, and I'm going to build my cottage. Oh, wait, hang on. I'm going to put here.
So you're building a cottage?
I'm building a cottage.
I will take my cottage. And it says that I can take a building from here and place it on an empty square in my town. So I'm going to place it right there. And I'm going to put that there. Okay. All right, and the next flip is a wheat. Actually, that works for me. I'll go here. Okay, and then a wild. So I'm gonna finish off, what do I need? A brick for the cottage? So if you could hand me a cottage, please. That would be wonderful. Now, do I wanna put it there?
No, it's displayed.
No, I'm just looking.
No.
See if I can put it there. No, I'll do that. I think I'll be okay. Did you get anything?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. All right, so that finishes that round. And I'm gonna shuffle these up again. So you end up going through the 15 cards relatively quickly.
Yep.
And so you'll see a lot of different resources. And of course, having that third wild helps. Okay, so there's the discard pile. Here are the first three. And the first card is a wood. Put that there. Okay. Next up is a brick. Well, that's not great, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. And then a wild.
I need a glass, please.
Glass for you.
Because I am building a second
I'm also taking a glass.
cottage.
Okay. Hand me those resources. All right, and the next round. Okay, flip this up. Stone.
Okay,
Actually,
I will.
I need a stone. So I put that there. All right, next flip. Oh, another stone.
And that builds another well. Oh man.
Can't do that.
No, you know what? Hang on, I'm gonna put it here.
I can do that.
Nope, that's really not gonna help anything though. Oh man, just put myself in a corner. Put it there.
I'm gonna leave that.
I already have 2 empty spaces on my board.
And then the third is a wild. So I'm gonna go ahead and take, that's wood, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna build a theater, the theater. Can I have one, please?
So that is the yellow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take a brick if you don't mind.
Sure, there you go. All right. Okay, so that was it for the wild. So let's go into the next round and see what we have here. A glass. That's a wild for you.
I know, but I need a glass.
Okay.
And that is actually going to build a tavern.
Oh, perfect. I like it.
No. You should not.
I'm actually gonna put it there. Well, I do like it because that helped me. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with my glass though. So I think I will put put the glass. Oof, man, I'm might be in trouble here too. All right, let's see what
makes me feel better.
Let's see what we got here. A wheat.
Do not like that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either. Oof, that hurts. Okay, but then we get a wild. So I'm gonna go ahead and place a wood. What would you like?
Brick, please.
A brick? And then can I get a well?
No.
Well, that's rude.
It is.
Please?
Yep.
All right. Okay, so that finishes that round.
Man, this just flies by.
It really does. And one thing that I'm enjoying about the mayor deck is that it keeps the playing field a little level, because everybody has to place the same thing, but on that third choice, that's where you get that that asymmetry with your board may look different than mine.
Yes. Well, I mean, even if we played the same things, or even if we played the same colors every turn, I mean, we'd still be going after different buildings, so we would still have very different boards, I'm sure.
Of course. Okay, so the next one up is a stone. Okay. I have to figure out how I'm gonna get out of this. I'm gonna have to... I'm going to place it here, and I'm going to take this moment to go ahead and explain. There is an optional rule in Tiny Towns where twice per game you can choose to place a resource that was called and not use it. So it allows you to, it's a little bit more flexible with your board, and you can not get messed up as easily. We are not playing with that rule, but it is in the rule book, so if that's something that your playgroup may want to incorporate, then that is totally up to you. But I am gonna have to just, I'm stuck there. Come on, please be good, please be good, please be good. Oh, that is not good.
So much worse.
That's so much worse. I'm in so much trouble. Oh man, what did I do? Okay. Ouch. Okay, well, I can at least grab a brick.
Give me...
Or no, I'm gonna take a glass.
A blue, yeah, a glass for me as well. I'm gonna build another cottage up here.
Okay. Nice, 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 nice.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh man, that wrecked.
The mayor is wrecking plans towards... Well, that's what happens towards the end of the game.
Man.
Your board starts to get filled up, and then you're like, I can't do anything with this cube. What am I supposed to do? Oh, that is brutal.
Why? Why would they give us a wheat? What do you want to do, babe?
I'm out. I am done
You're
for.
out.
I can't do anything with it. I should have grabbed a factory, and that would have helped greatly.
My factory, I've only been able to use it like once, and I actually needed the glass, and I was like...
I mean, you never know. Factories are great for that mitigation, though, because, I mean, I have to place that wheat, and there's nothing I can make with any of that. Unfortunately, if these were swapped,
poorly, yeah, but
that could be a cottage.
They're not.
Womp, womp, womp. So I am out of the game. I'm going to remove all of these. Oh, that is a sad little tiny town.
It's definitely making me feel better right now, guys.
Okay, well, here's your next flip. Brick. See, that's what I needed. Okay, and then a wild.
Blue.
Glass.
Yes. For another village.
Nice.
Cottage.
Another cottage, yeah. Okay. Well, at this point, I'm just playing the role of the mayor. You ready?
No.
So basically, if you cannot place a cube or a resource into your 4x4 grid, you're out of the game. So that is part of how the game starts to snowball. Towards the end of the game, when players can no longer place resources, they are eliminated from the game, and then if anybody is left, they are the sole master builder or the sole builder that's left, and then they'll continue to take turns until they can no longer place resources too.
Yep.
So
Okay, I need that wood, please.
yeah, here's your wood.
Okay.
Okay. Next up is a stone. Wow, that's really good for you. It's a well. Or not. Oh, but you get your choice. What are you gonna try to do? You gonna try to sneak in another cottage? No, that wouldn't make any sense.
I'd like a wood, please.
You need to stick a well in there. What are you doing? Oh, you're trying to get a theater. Oh, you are bold. That's a press your luck right there.
It really is. I have one chance to get this, guys.
All right. Here we go. Remove the top 5. Oh, hey, look. Did you need that?
Just a little.
Wheat. Womp, womp, womp.
Should have built the well.
All right, so, but here's the thing though. You don't get negative points for your empty spaces, which is what's going to kill me. So let's go ahead and move into end game scoring. So this is where it's fun because we're going to find out if you have beaten one of the half of the board game spotlight. That's true. So
you may crush us.
So at the end of this video, once you've played along, please comment with your score to let us know what you scored and whether or not you completely crushed us.
Okay, so in this game, the factory does not score any points.
Okay, so no factory scoring.
So cottages.
Well, I have 3 fed, so that's going to be 9 points.
Oh, 9, yeah, I forgot. So I have 12 points.
Yep, they're cubed. The chapel. I did not build the chapel.
I did not either.
Okay. I have 1 tavern.
I have 1 tavern as well, so there.
I am a dry
2
town.
points. I'm not totally dry, apparently.
Not totally.
Okay, you have a theater.
I do, which is going to score, so I get a point for each other unique building in the same row and column, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Man, only gotten that.
5 points.
Okay, wells. So my well is worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points.
Yep, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Okay.
So now we're going to monuments. My monument is only worth 2 points, but it does negate all those negative points for me.
And my monument is not worth any points, but it did give me those 2 free buildings. So I score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, minus 7 points. So what's the final score?
So the final score is 14 for Derek and 21 for me.
I tried, but I knew I wasn't going to win because I have way too many holes in my tiny town.
Yep. And even though I have almost as many, mine did not score me negative points, so...
But in all the games we've played, 21 seems to be about on average that we see upon, you know, the games that we've played. 21 is a really great score. All right, so thank you so much for joining us for this play along. We hope that you had a great time, and please let us know in the comments what your final score was.
Thanks for joining us.
See ya.
Bye.